Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH Figuarts Dragon Ball, not Z, not Super, just Dragon Ball Lunch figure. Or you may be more familiar with her name as Launch or Raunch, but it's Lunch on this packaging. And this figure came out a while ago, and I got it. I just never reviewed it, and a lot of people have been asking me to review it, so I figured I probably should. I've reviewed all of the Dragon Ball figures other than Kid Bulma, or not Bulma, Kid Chi-Chi. I'm not going to review that one for very obvious reasons, but this one's actually a really solid figure of a kind of interesting character, so let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Alright guys, real quick before we get into the review, I have two things I need to talk to you about. First is tonight, Saturday the 18th, if you're watching this at a different time, sorry, it's not still tonight. Tonight I will be on the 3POA podcast on their channel live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a podcast by name, but it's a video podcast. You'll see people and we'll be talking. We'll be talking about toys, YouTube, all kinds of stuff. So make sure you tune into that again. It's the 3POA podcast link in the description below. Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the second thing, we have to talk about today's sponsor, which is Into the AM. They are the Elevated clothing company. They have all of these cool designs in the t-shirts. They have other things too, but I really focus on the graphic tees because I love them, and I think you guys will too. Most of you have bought them. Not most of you, I don't know. A lot of you have bought them and told me you love them. Some of you were telling me you're buying like 10 or 12 at a time. That's awesome. I have that many. I wear them every day. They don't fade. They don't wear out. They look amazing. They have a ton of new designs. This is one of them. I actually wanted to wear this one, but it's just a little bit less colorful, so I figured I would just show it to you, wear the colorful one, and then show you another colorful one too. These are some of their new ones. You guys have already seen all the ones I've been wearing. They have tons. They have tons of new ones, tons of old ones. They do sell out fast, but they do restock, so don't worry too much, but you do want to get in there. But yeah, you can get all kinds of different things on their site, and if you want to save some money, you can use the link in the description below. That'll save you some money. You can also bundle the graphic tees or the regular tees, or you can do the subscription service where you save even more money, but you don't get to pick the shirt. Totally up to you, but I definitely recommend you check them out. They're super comfortable, they look great, they fit great, can't beat them. Love these shirts. They are the best graphic tees I have ever worn. So check them out, link in the description below. Okay, so this figure stands, including the hair, about 5 3/8. Without the hair, I'd say probably closer to 6 7/8. And that's going to make her roughly, let's go 12.5 and 13.5 centimeters. Here she is up against the Darwin. This is his type of figure. She's about 0.6 Darwins, I would say maybe 0.7. Not the tallest, but definitely in scale enough for the Dragon Ball line. Now, I thought there were a couple of reasons you guys might want me to finally review this. I don't think I need to name what they are, but it is kind of an interesting character in that she is the first character in Dragon Ball to have her hair go from a normal color, sort of, it's blue, to yellow, though she is not a Super Saiyan. She just sneezes and transforms into an angry person who likes to hurt people and has yellow hair. But let's go ahead and do our question of the day. Are you a fan of this character, even though she's such an OG character for the OG Dragon Ball series, or did you even know who she was in the first place? Let me know what you guys think about this character. I think it's fine that she was lost to time as the series progressed into Dragon Ball Z and so on. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the aesthetics of the figure. I think they did a pretty good job with the sculpt overall, not making any joke about her figure. It's sculpted pretty well. It's fairly accurate to the show. The articulation's not hideous for being so slender. I don't love the elbow joints, but otherwise it looks pretty good. The face looks good. The hair looks good. Interesting note, we'll talk about this briefly later. The two hair pieces are almost the same, but they are different sculpts, the yellow and the blue. So that's really weird that they spent the budget on two different sculpts, even though they're virtually identical. Very, very strange. But yeah, the clothing is all sculpted well. It's painted well. It's nice and clean. You can see down there on her shoes. That's good. There's shading in the hair. That looks nice. The faces look really good. The details on the gloves. Everything looks pretty good. It's a pretty basic figure, but what they did here, they did a good job with. So I'm pleased. It's not super glossy or anything like that. Is it overpriced? Probably. I believe this was a PB exclusive figure. I guess this part of the hair is a little bit glossy, but hair can be shiny, so is it overpriced? Probably, if it was PB. But it's fine. It's a decent enough figure. I don't have any real problem with it. It's way better than the Bulma figure, so I'm alright with it. I'll give the aesthetics an overall 9 out of 10. I don't see much that they needed to do to improve. Like, you don't really need shading on skinny little arms like that. Maybe you could throw some shading on the clothes, but there's so little of them that I don't think it really matters. Yeah, it looks alright to me. Alright, now as far as accessories go, like I said, you do get the blue hair and the yellow hair, and you get two faces for the yellow hair, the kind of smirky one and then the angry one, and for the blue hair you get the neutral kind of smiley one, then you get the one with the teeth showing, and then the one where she's open mouth smiling, so plenty of options there. You get the two fist hands that come out in the package, and you get a trigger finger hand and a secondary gun holding hand. You get two loose hands, you do get her gun, and you do get a Dragon Ball, so very nice spread. I don't see anything else you would need for her. Maybe a yelling head for the blonde, I guess. So I'll go 9 out of 10. You could use maybe some more options, but I think that's a pretty good spread. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the articulation. The head is on a ball peg, but it connects to the back of the hair, which makes it a little bit weird. And it's still a ball hinge, but then there's a ball peg here. I'll show you. It's very strange. I don't care for this. Don't care for it at all. I like my ball pegs to go straight. Makes it easier to pose the figure. This is really annoying. It's very, very annoying, especially having the ball peg in there rather than a straight peg on top of the ball hinge and then at the neck. Luckily, the hair prevents most posing anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Alright, and then there is articulation for the hair. It doesn't do much, but it does move some. It's technically a ball hinge, but you're really just going to get a little bit of hinge right there. So it'll pose well enough. She's not exactly the most martial arts oriented figure or character, so it'll be okay. I don't like that when she looks up, if you're not careful, you can just see that hinge. You have to do it and then kind of mush her head down. So yeah, weird way to do that, but it's okay. Shoulders are ball hinges on a slip joint, so that'll pop out a little bit to give you a little bit of extra range. That'll be helpful enough. It's kind of like a butterfly joint. It's not really that helpful, but it is there. It's okay. It doesn't hurt anything because you can just push it back in, so that's fine. Then you just get a ball hinge for the shoulder. It'll pop out a little bit if you bring the arm all the way out to the side, but you can get it all the way out to the side and a little bit higher. Obviously, you get your full rotation. Bicep swivel up at the shoulder. That's good. Single jointed elbow, not the best looking thing in the world. That is for sure. But it does function well enough, better than 90 degrees. And can it rotate? Yeah, it's not really meant to, but you can get some rotation out of that if you want to. And then for the wrist, you get your little ball hinges, and that's pretty good. For the torso, I really like the way they did this. It's just some ball pegs separating the torso from the shirt and the torso from the pants. So you can have her lean really far back and pretty far forward. It does get gappy at the extremes if you look at the wrong angle, but you do also get really good range in every direction. It's amazing how such simple ball pegs can get such good range when implemented properly. I like that a whole bunch. Her hips, kind of the same situation, except they don't get the great range. They're just ball pegs, really, and the shorts just tuck in. But you don't get that much range. It's probably good enough for the character, but it's not a ton. And then you do get the kick going forward, which is pretty nice. It's a little bit of a weird sculpt here, probably because they had to make room for the torso in there, but it works out well enough. And then going back, you get decent enough range. So I think that's fine. For a character with this design, I think that's alright. You do get a thigh swivel underneath the shorts, so that's pretty cool. Single jointed knee, not the best looking thing, but it has good functional range. I like that. And then for the ankles, you get a ball hinge. Goes all the way back, a little bit forward, ankle rocker, it does rotate around. And then you get your toe hinge, which is actually one of the best toe hinges we've ever seen in a Dragon Ball SH Figuarts. It's exactly the way I've been asking them to do it for a long time. It's nice and flush on the bottom. I love that. So not bad. Not bad at all. I would say articulation on this figure is not the best in the world, but it's definitely suitable for the figure, for the character, and it's pretty functional for what it is. So I'm going to give the articulation an 8 out of 10. I don't really see a need for improvement. So I like that. So I'm going to give this figure an overall rating of, surprisingly, for a character that probably, I'm guessing, most Dragon Ball fans don't even know about, because they're really Dragon Ball Z fans, and I'm guessing most of them never watched Dragon Ball. Anyway, for a character that most people don't know about, it's really good. I'm going to give it an overall rating of 8 out of 10. Yeah. I seem to remember that it was Premium Bandai, so it's too expensive for what it is, but it is a good release. I think most people who wanted this figure or wanted this character will be pleased with it, so I'm going to stick with 8 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, and if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos almost every single day, and thousands already on the channel, so make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.